Beautiful people. How are you guys doing? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Okay, I like the energy. I love the energy. How has the summit been so far for you guys? Make some noise, make some noise. I love it, I love it, I love it. How many people, by show of hands, is this your first Text Summit? Show of hands. Look at the Lord. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? He will get you in a room to better yourselves. I love it. Listen, what I've been saying for every single panelist that has come up here, that is coming up here, they're taking time out of their day to drop gems, give knowledge that is essentially going to help us better ourselves, right? Very pertinent and great information. So when they come up here, I want us to celebrate them. Let's make some noise, stomp your feet, clap your hands, whistle. If you want to go and, do a little shout, a little praise shout, you definitely can. The aisle is open. The aisle is open. Go ahead and do a little praise dance. We're going to do that. All right. So, coming to the stage next, right? This individual, this is personal for me. This is a really good friend of mine. We went to high school together, and just to watch her grow and what she's doing and how she's impacting the community at such a grand level, she is doing absolutely amazing work. She is your fellow cloud techie. She is doing big things. She is doing great things. She has helped over 1,500 people transition into tech. Make some noise for that. 1,500 people. Make some noise. Yes, yes, yes. She has tapped into different trainings that nobody has tapped into and has shared it with the community and getting people involved in transitioning into tech. So without further ado, coming to the stage next, my really good friend, Shay Lyda. Make some noise for her. Make some noise.
Hi, guys. I know you guys probably see my face on Instagram and such, but every time I'm in these rooms, I get so nervous because it's different when I'm in front of a screen and then I have to actually look at you guys. So bear with your girl. I'm trying to keep it professional, but the Philly in me might come out a little bit, okay? I'm going to keep it very real with y'all. So number one, I only have 30 minutes. I'm going to keep this quick, straight, to the point. I want to help y'all, and then I got to run over and moderate a cloud panel. So, connect with me and all that stuff. But this is about personal branding. So let's just jump right into it. I can't even see that. That's crazy. All right, so I'm going to talk about who am I, why it's important, ways to build, and then how to find me. So I started off as a dental assistant. I was a dental assistant for 8 years overseas, here. COVID hit, and I was absolutely done. And I wasn't making a lot of money. I was also tired of not having time. My girl's in the crowd. Ah, it's so many people. Okay, I'm sorry. See, that was the Philly that came out. You saw that? Wow. Okay. Focus. Okay, professional. We're locked in. But COVID hit. I have 2 beautiful boys, and I never got time to see them. Like, I dropped them, and then after school, it was bedtime, dinner, and then we did it again. And I was just like, I'm done. So COVID hit, and I was scrolling TikTok one day, and I saw this beautiful black woman on TikTok, and she said, I'm a lawyer, but ethically, it doesn't feel right to me anymore. I don't have time for my child. She said, I pivoted to become a cloud engineer in 4 months, and I'm making money. And I was like, 4 months? And to me, this is why I always say representation is everything. Because yes, somebody else could have said it, but I needed to see somebody that looked like me, somebody that I could recognize and be like, if she can do it, I can do that. She said 4 months. I said, well, COVID hit, I got nothing but time. So honestly, I dived in. I started getting certifications. I was doing everything I wanted to do. But this is where it got confusing. When you're just trying to get into tech, everybody's telling you a different pathway. And so one of my best tips that I can give you is find a mentor. I went on Twitter, and I was very much like, I have certifications. I need a mentor. I'm willing to work. I'm not playing. And I had all these people flood my DMs. I used discernment. I found a mentor. That mentor got me my first paid gig, making $45 an hour, doing data entry. And I didn't have to do an interview. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. It was literally via Twitter. CEO of a very popular company that does cloud, and hit me in my Twitter DM, was like, do you know how to do this? I was like, not really, but I can learn in 24 hours. He said, bet. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, how do I clock my hours? He said, you don't clock hours, just send us an invoice, how much we owe you. I was like, wow, this is great. Coming from making $18 an hour, you're telling me I'm making $45 an hour. I'm at home with my kids. I have time to cook. I have time to be a good mom, which is important to me. So I pivoted. I got a mentor. I got my certifications. And then this is where personal branding came in. I wanted other people to know that you can do this. The barrier to entry is not as high as we believed it to be. I didn't know about tech and how many avenues there were until I was almost 30. Like, that's crazy. Growing up, we from Philly. I'm talking about hard knocks. And I thought the only way to get into tech was to be like a programmer or something. You'd have to be able to code. To me, coding was rocket science. I'm like, I'm a Dell assistant. I can't code. I'm not smart enough for that. A lot of imposter syndrome. So when I got my first certification, I made a video on TikTok, and I was like, the first thing I said was, we need more women in cloud. We need more black women in cloud. Like, every program I'm in, I'm the only chocolate chip in the cookie, and I'm a macadamia nut. So, like, can we get some more melanin in here? Like, truly. I was tired of being the only woman, the only black woman. Like, I want to kiki across the aisle, share a little jokey joke or something. But, and so I documented that journey. That took off, went viral. People started asking questions. How did you do it? How do I get my certification? And so I just kept going. I started documenting my journey, told a story about how I was doing what I was doing, how easy it is to be accessible, but also a lot of these trainings are free. And my whole mission is to just get as many of my people into tech as possible. I mean, everybody, but I'm not gonna lie. My people, I wanna see you guys succeed. That's so beautiful to me. I love, like, this to me is so beautiful. I love seeing that melanin. It smells like shea butter, success and legacy to me. And I love seeing that. So to wrap that whole thing up, it's been about almost 4 years now since I started my journey. And since then, even before I landed my first 9-to-5, I was making money from personal branding. I've worked with AWS 7 times, not working for them, but contractually as a content creator, a tech content creator. I'm big on salary transparency. They pay me $3K per video. That money was taking care of my rent more than my 9-to-5 was taking care. And so I picked up my phone, I made a video, and I posted it. And I was being authentic, I was being me, I joke, I laugh, but I love sharing those resources. You don't have to be a content creator. When I say personal branding, it's not about posting a video, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you how you can do it too, and why it's so important. So, number one, why? Why you should do this. Outside of making money, the first reason is you have to really center yourself as a thought leader. It's so important. We all know that the economy right now is very tight. Everybody say, it's easy to get into tech. Not really. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not for the weak. If you're not okay with getting 20 rejection emails before one yes, this might not be for you. You know what I mean? But when you position yourself as a thought leader, and this, you don't have to be a professional. If this is day one for you, like starting tech, I want you to go on LinkedIn and you say, my name is Shay. This is literally day one. I'm learning AWS. This is what I learned. This is what I think we can improve on. This is how I would integrate other services that I haven't really touched on yet. You start tagging all those companies you're learning from. You tag people who you follow who are thought leaders. You get them to, comment and engage with what you're doing. Build a network. People need to know, okay, this person does program management. They actually know what they're talking about. Because 9 times out of 10, can I get a couple hands raised if you filled out an application and one of the requirements was your LinkedIn profile? Okay, that's my point right there. So a lot of times, they want to see what you're talking about. If your LinkedIn is dry and it's not optimized, it might not be a huge point against you, but it can definitely be a point like positive towards getting you that position. If they see that you're constantly talking about a project you worked on, maybe their services, their architectures, all that stuff, they're gonna feel a lot more comfortable with handing projects over to you. If they don't know what you talk about on a daily basis, that it might not be helpful. So position yourself as a thought leader. Number 2, it builds trust. Like I said, for LinkedIn, especially for LinkedIn, I've had people, it's not even just for technical content. Like I apply for roles for developer advocacy as well as cloud engineering. And even for the technical roles, they're still looking at my LinkedIn. They want to know exactly what I'm working on. So even if it's not LinkedIn, you can post on other stuff, but I'm going to get into that as well. And also, like I kind of mentioned before, this is going to help you skip the process of putting in 100 applications, which is so frustrating. It's really hard on your mental health too. Like if I'm gonna be honest, getting 50 rejection emails makes you feel like, dang it, like am I not good enough? And so 9 times out of 10, I want to say out of the 6 different roles I've had in the past 4 years, a majority of them I got from networking. I didn't have to put in 100 applications. I knew somebody who knew somebody. I said, hey, I'm looking for this role. They said, I'm going to talk to the hiring manager. And I don't want you to think of it, it's not cheating. It's nothing like that. You've built up networking. You've built these relationships with people. They trust you. They know your work. They know your diligence. They know that you are part of a community and you do what you have to do. And so a lot of times putting a face to a job is so much easier than the recruiter going through 100 applications because those applications start blurring together. And I talk to a lot of recruiters. They say after the first 15, they're not looking at any more applications. So build your network, skip the process. I'm trying to help you. It technically, it's not a cheat code, but I like to call it a cheat code. So yeah. Okay, so these are some ways to build your brand. I know I talk a lot about content creation. So I do a lot of videos. That's because I'm a professional yapper. I will yap all day if there's nobody in front of me, especially if it's something I'm very passionate about. I'm not telling you to be a content creator. That's a full-time 9 to 5, okay? If you're not ready to answer a bunch of questions, talk to people on 5 different platforms, learn how to do SEO optimization, that might not be for you. If you're really good at writing papers, you need to create a Medium, medium.com, just blog what you're doing. Like, this is the project I built. I think a really good tip my mentor gave me is every end of the week, so every Friday, any project that you worked on, personal or for your business, document what you learned, literally, and then just write it out. Tell a story, keep that authentic voice. That is how you're gonna build yourself as a thought leader. Really, it's just anything you wanna do. So you can create a blog, you can create a video. Anything that makes you happy, do that. Because that authenticity is going to shine through. So play around, especially if you're in the beginning stages. Also LinkedIn, if you don't wanna do a blog, just create a LinkedIn post, literally. Just say, this is what I did today. This is what I'm gonna work on next week. I love doing stuff like I tag. Let me tell you, I just started a project. It's gonna launch January 1st. It's called Project Get You a Job. It's a DevOps challenge, 30-day challenge. I gathered like 4 of my cloud engineer friends, and we're gonna put together over 20 different projects, walk through on YouTube to build your GitHub portfolio. And I was like, you know what? I want some sponsors for this. I want to get companies involved. So before I even talked to any companies, I had already built my network with AWS. I had cloud engineering friends at the NBA. I started tagging them. I was like, hey, we'd love to have you on board for this project. That post has over 1,600 likes, over 70-something comments. That it went crazy, over 1 million something impressions. And because it did so well, my friend at the NBA, he's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna get you some NBA passes for whoever, finishes the challenge. I was like, let's go. I'm getting vouchers from AWS because they're seeing that initiative. And don't be scared to tag CEOs. If you know you're talking about something amazing, you might have thought of something that some of the best tech leaders in their organization haven't thought of. You're coming in from a totally different perspective. Tag the CEOs, tag the company, tag the people that you follow. It's going to build that trust, that network. So that's a really good tip. Consistency and authenticity. If you're only posting once every 3 months, it's not gonna be helpful, okay? You don't have to post every day, but if you know that you have the bandwidth to maybe post twice a week, I would definitely do that. Stay consistent. If you're really gonna build your brand and you wanna stand out from all these other engineers that are applying for the same jobs at Deloitte, then you need to have something how are you standing out? What makes you different? If I go to your LinkedIn, what are you talking about? If I go to your LinkedIn, do I know who you are? Do I know what your strengths and your weaknesses are? Your resume is cool, but I wanna know your point of view. I wanna know what you're bringing to my company. If I had a company and I called it Shay in the Cloud, and I'm looking for a cloud engineer today, if I go to your LinkedIn, is it gonna tell me that you're somebody that's gonna bring something to Shay in the Cloud? Are you gonna help us scale? Are you gonna help us optimize security, something? And that's the other thing. If you know you're doing cloud engineering or whatever you want, it's not just engineering. If you're really good at a certain niche, talk about that. I love machine learning. I love AI. That's all I talk about half the time. Anytime I'm in any type of interview, I'm bringing up AI. I'm bringing up how I can scale your business using AI and machine learning. I'm still a cloud engineer. I can do all that basic stuff. But let me tell you how not only can I do what you asked me, but I can go above and beyond what you didn't even think about yet. So I hope that helps. And lastly, I think I kind of talked about this already. Tell a story. Be you, be authentic, and network. When you're here today, I know because we COVID and everybody's working remote, it's really hard to be extroverted. I'm not gonna lie, like after 30 minutes of talking to everybody, I'm going back in the staff room. Like, y'all not gonna find me. Because I need a break, I'm overstimulated. But sometimes I gotta be like Beyonce and Sasha figures it out. This is a whole different personality. When I'm out here, I'm not just Shay, like I'm Shay in the cloud right now. I'm here, I'm gonna give you what you asked for, and I'm gonna stand firm in what I know I'm good at, you know? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. So if you have to have a whole different personality just for today, just to be that outgoing person, shake hands. I remember when I first started out, literally like the first week I started learning how to code, I went to a lot of in-person events. I was introducing myself like, come up here, Danny. I would be like, oh my God, I'm Shay, I'm a cloud engineer, I really like AI, da-da-da-da. Okay, what are you working on? And I'm just BSing. I am literally saying anything. I'm big on energy, and maybe you're not into the whole woo-woo-wee manifestation thing, but I speak anything I want into existence. I put that action and I put the prayer in, I put the time in. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it. And so if you're even if you're not a cloud engineer today, I want you to introduce yourself as one. Please don't say, I am a cloud engineer in training. Like, oh, that's cool. Like, can we talk on LinkedIn? 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna follow up with you because they're gonna feel like you're just gonna bug them for something. Everybody wants a job. Introduce yourself, stand firm and say, I am a cloud engineer. This is what I'm working on. I might have been very early in my career, but I am a cloud engineer. If you've only coded hello world, I want you to introduce yourself as a software engineer. You did it. Congratulations. So, yeah. Okay, so I want to have some time for questions. Please find me, that's my LinkedIn. I do like to chat. I do like to yap sometimes. So if you do find me, just make sure you introduce yourself. Please, I have so many people that be like, hey, help me get a job. Teach me how to do cloud engineering. Hello, hi, say hello first, you know. But I want to open the floor for questions. I hope that this has helped you. I will be going over to the main stage and doing a cloud panel and talking about AI optimizing some enterprises with some really cool companies, Deloitte and AI Square. So you can find me over there and then just find me because I work for Thanksgiving, so yeah, I'll be here. So questions, let's do that.
Do you have any questions? All right, we have one right here.
Hi, phenomenal talk. That was
Thank you.
a lot of insight. My name is Taylor Arthur. I'm a solution consultant. I'm just curious. I know that there are a lot of preconceived notions about the types of individuals that walk into the tech space. And so I wanted to know if you ever had any hesitancy showing your full authentic self when it came to applying for some of these opportunities. And if so, how were ways that you navigated that to make sure that you could show up as your full self?
I love that question because as you can see, I've been acting a plumb fool in this talk. But when I'm doing interviews or in a professional setting outside, honestly, like, okay, the Shay y'all seeing right now is because I work for Thanksgiving. I know my crowd. I know that I can be me and I'm not gonna get like bashed for it. But if this was AWS, you know how they have reInvent, all that type of stuff. I'm not talking like this. Sometimes you do have to code switch. I don't advocate for code switching, but I know how to play the game. You know what I mean? I know how to play the game. A lot of times, they've already seen my work, like I said, LinkedIn and all that stuff. And if they haven't, I'm just talking about it. I'm being as professional as I can. Once I get that contract signed, once I'm in the door, they send me this stuff. Hey, this is Shay. I'm in a meeting. Hey, team. I mean, I'm still professional, but I do think keeping it buttoned up a little bit is gonna help you. But at the same time, know your crowd. Like, it's kind of touch and feel. I've had some people where I thought I had to be super buttoned up, and I'm talking about from rip. They be like, nah, it's you and me. It's very informal. So just test the waters, know your crowd is what I would say. But honestly, I wish we all could just be ourselves. Like, I'm goofy. I love being goofy, but it's a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah. You're welcome.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, I see the young lady in the back. Here I come. Oh, Lord, my knees.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. My name is Velvet Williams. So as I walked in, I seen it said from dental to tech. So I'm nursing. I'm a nursing student as well, and I've been in the medical field for a long time. And it's starting to kind of burn out, and I'm trying to transition into tech. And I'm grateful that I have friends within the tech community that has put me on. So on the side, I am an executive assistant.
Hey.
So yeah, I'm into fashion. So my friend that owns a fashion business, I am executive assistant for him. So my question is, how did you know when was that time to kind of monetize what you know? Because I feel like I am making money, but it's a part-time because I don't feel that much confidence to be like, hey, I'm this, I'm that, because I'm still into the medical field and transition and hasn't given me that opportunity to kind of, I'm going to step away and put my all into that. So when did you know it was that time to step away and dive into the clouding?
Okay, let me try to understand your question. Are you saying when did I know it's time to monetize like my content?
No, like
Oh.
so when you went from dental to tech, when did you know like this is going to be it? This is what I'm going to stick with moving forward.
As soon as I got paid $45 an hour
Oh, okay.
to stay home and put stuff into a spreadsheet, I was like, this is it? Yeah. Tech is paid, okay? Like a lot of people try to act like, oh, you shouldn't get into tech if it's not your passion. I like getting paid. That's my passion. So I learned to love it along the way, but honestly, that's what it was. It was that first $45 hour, and the fact that I sent them an invoice, they paid me within like a day, $3K. I was like, what are y'all trust me? Like I could have been lying. So seeing how easy that these tech companies gave away money, but then also when I saw that I was helping a lot of people. So like I love that you're doing nursing. Do you know how many people can relate to that? Like our community is built of so many nurses, so many. I did CNA too. I was a CNA. I was gonna be a nurse. I was like, oh, no, it's too many things. Yeah. So I get it. I think you should talk about that. People would relate. You start getting paid from nursing brands. You could even do medical technology, like whatever way you want to go. Maybe you want to do fashion and tech. My friend over there, she does fashion and tech. Can I say what you're doing? She's dropping this amazing tech fashion line, but she does tech on the side. She make money. Joye, she make a lot of money. But she combined that. She's a tech fashionista. Like, look at her. But she was like, you know what? I want to represent for us. I have a brand. And I want people to see, like, this is us. We're in tech. This is what we do. She combines both of those. She's about to be rolling in the dough from tech and now fashion. You might be able to help other people who are doing nursing. You tell your journey. Keep talking about it. Maybe you build an ebook. Give it away for free at first. That's what I did. I was, take this. I was like, whoa, this is too many people. Like, $5? Can y'all give me $5? And so I sold over, I think I've sold over 10,000 copies of my ebook. And at one point I made like $12K from $5, $10 here. Now it's free because I'm just like, just take it. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, do what you know. Maybe you build an ebook that's a planner from nursing to tech. And so many young girls, or even older women, would relate to that. I got my mom getting in tech. She's taking classes at AWS. She's over 50, and she's been nursing forever. And I was like, nah, you're done. Like, let's work from home, mama. So, yeah, I hope that helps.
So, love the talk. Really appreciate it. I think
you.
a lot of people don't work on personal branding. So many LinkedIn profiles with no picture.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah.
Creepy.
So I've been working on mine for a long time and a lot of content. At what point and actually I don't know if you do actively outreach now when it comes to working with brands or affiliates or being an advocate, or is everything still primarily inbound?
At first, everything was inbound, but now, like, I think the first thing I did, I didn't even know how much I could get paid. So, like, I was taking anything that was thrown at me. I had, small companies like, oh, could you talk about our AI software? Here's $200. I was like, yeah, I'll take your $200. And then AWS came, and it was like, yeah, here's $3K for one video. So now I'm like, anytime a company comes to me, I know my worth. Like, if AWS is paying me to be on their page, I know what I'm talking about. And so once you kind of solidify yourself as that thought leader, you can put a price on anything. That's when you start outbounding, because now you can say who you've worked with. I think at first, take a lot of free stuff. Like, I did UGC as well. Some people probably know what that is, but I did a lot of free stuff. If companies were coming to me, and they were good companies, like I've done stuff for Walmart, like for a blender. It had nothing to do with tech. But when I put it on my portfolio, you don't know what I did with Walmart. It just says I worked with Walmart. So build your brand, build your portfolio. Those names hold weight. So when people see that, now you can start outbounding. I've worked with Google. I've worked with a bunch of different companies. So you can definitely do outbound. Did that help? I hope that helped. Hit me later. Okay.
Hey, how are you doing? I can relate a lot to what you said. I guess my question would be, I guess 9 years ago was when I was working in mental health and made the transition to a front-end developer. I went through a 3-month coding school type deal. But when I finally got my corporate job, I was like, I finessed my way in this thing. It felt a little weird, but I guess my question is, do you find yourself still getting challenged? Like, did those challenges make you even better? I guess even with interviews, the code challenges, and if you get past that, it's almost, we gotta show this. I don't know if that person's doing that well. We got to continue to challenge this person, just based on my experience. So that's what I'm asking.
Wait. Clarify that question.
So I guess I'm asking, when you're getting interviewed, or
Yes.
do you cloud engineering and you have to go through code challenges or different challenges, how did you overcome that aspect, or do you feel that made you even more better based on those challenges?
Absolutely. I have a whole YouTube video talking about how I bombed an interview for Dreamroad as a developer advocate. It was so bad. Like, it was so bad, I cried. I cut the camera off mid-presentation. Like, I'm just like, oh, excuse me, what is it? And they were like, awkward, and definitely didn't get that job. But it was because it was, what is that, Newton? Is it Newton's Law? Everything, not Newton. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Like, I had Murphy's Law. All right, let's act like I said Murphy's Law. So everything that go wrong could go wrong. I wanted to give up. I was like, dang, these people know who I am. They about to go anonymously blog about me and be like, Shayna Clown, she's an imposter. So, but I didn't get to finish that challenge. They gave me good feedback. And I'm talking about, this was the last round. I had been through 6 rounds with this company. I get to the presentation round, and time just got away from me because my computer it was crazy. And sometimes you bomb it. It's not for you. Like, when one door opens, another one. When one door closes, another one opens. I did not want to do it, but I said to make myself feel better and to show not only to myself but other people that I can do this. Like, I prepared for it. I did a whole YouTube. I was like, this was how my presentation was supposed to go, and I completed the whole thing. And I got to help other people build a project about Twitter's sentiment analysis using API and AI and database and all that stuff. So it definitely made me better because I aced the next interview. So it was great. I definitely think take those challenges and build on it. Tell a story. Put it on LinkedIn. I bombed the interview. This is how you cannot bomb your interview. You see what I'm saying? Use it to your advantage. So, yeah. How can you problem solve is the main thing, I would say.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Shay.
What's up, man?
How you been?
I've been great. How are you?
I've been great.
This is also my friend. I see a lot of my friends in the crowd. Hey, Alicia. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you spoke at the Pivot program, and you were awesome.
At Google.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
coming out for us.
Yes, ma'am.
From your opinion, how do you be unapologetically yourself? Because I know there are a lot of folks out there who want to like kind of limit you. You know, you got to like connect with a certain audience, you know, depending on what you're trying to get across. So how do you be yourself and be engaging and effective at the same time?
I guess, I mean, that's a good question, but I think it ties into what I told this young lady too. Young lady, I'm old. Sometimes you, know your crowd, but if you have a message, just say it. Your community will find you. And I think if we're scared to be ourselves, you're going to be put in situations that you're not comfortable in. So if I'm buttoned up all the time, I get hired at a company and I have to be buttoned up all the time, I'm going to be miserable. I might be making good money, but I'm not going to like it there. If I could be myself, I'm going to have so much positive impact on that company because I'm passionate. I get to be me. I get to build my community. I get to bring more people in. I think just be you. Like, your community will find you. My community has continually found me over and over and over again. Even when I felt like maybe I wasn't saying the right things, I have people all the time just like, you've helped me. And so be you. You do not know how many people can relate to you and you make an impact, even if it is just one person. I know that sounds cheesy, but that one person might be the next person to help your grandkid get a job one day. I don't know, butterfly effect. But be you. Just be you. Yeah.
We have time for one more question. One more question. Coming your way.
Hi, I'm Brenda Rawuju. Thank
Nice
you so
to
much.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. Question: how do you navigate your full-time employer not agreeing with you creating content?
They can't stop me.
If that were the case,
If that
how-
was the case, there's definitely conflict of interest. So, for example, if I worked like 9 to 5 at AWS as a developer advocate, clearly I couldn't talk about Azure. I couldn't talk about Google, all those type of things. Some of them are very tight. Like, you can't do that. I think it's very important when you go into that interview, if that's something you want to do, content creation, all that stuff, let them know straight up, like, you know, this is what I do. This is my side job, or maybe make it an LLC. It's a legit organization, right? And as long as it's not conflicting, like, you can't talk about other cloud technologies and you're working for a cloud company. But I think you can still do that. If they say no, that's crazy. Why'd you take that job? Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, if it really came down to, hey, we're gonna pay you $250K, but you can't do content, that's a personal choice. I'm taking that $250K. And I'd be like, I see y'all in 6 months. Maybe make a clause, maybe negotiate with them. I think always negotiate for yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
it's more from a perspective of your current employer.
Your current,
For another job. So I don't create content right now, but
have they said you can't create content? So this is what you do, just make the content. And like, do it and then ask for forgiveness later. And like, honestly, because if you're making content, you might actually help them. My 9 to 5, I'm a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, whatever. That's what I do, right? It's a telecommunications company. It has nothing to do with cloud, right? I mean, we integrate cloud, but it's not a cloud company. I was doing content. They saw my content on AWS, like, we didn't know you did content. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. And so they flew me out. I've never been to my home office in like the 2 years I was working there in Florida. They were like, hey, we want you to come out here and do a whole content weekend. We'll give you the videographers, the animation team, da-da-da-da-da. You need to do that for us. I was like, okay, let's talk about the money. Like, what are we, I'll do one for free, and then like, I'm not gonna do DevOps and content creation for you guys. So we worked out a little contract, a little side thing. They called it like a little bonus. I was like, whatever you wanna call it, as long as it's in my account, we're good. So I say do it. I mean, use your, give me the word, discernment. Yes. Use your discernment. Clearly, if it opposes with your company, I would not do it. But if you're just teaching people what you're doing or telling a story, I don't see how that's a problem. If anything, especially LinkedIn, they're talking about how they're really pushing for video content to be the thing. You'll see a lot of content taken off. They're really pushing for that to be the thing. So I would use it as an advantage. Talk about how you can scale the company you're working at, making content for them, or maybe you're teaching a workshop for your company and it's just internal, but you're still getting paid for it. That is a thing. You know how to do content, add it to your resume. So I hope that helps. You're welcome.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please get on your feet, make some noise, stomp your feet, make some noise for Shay Leiter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, take a bow, take a bow.
Yeah.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, gems, knowledge, it is being shared here in these spaces. So the next session is going to start